prior to learning about the Laser Allergy Group, I was suffering with a number of allergies. The ones that had lasted the longest were my food allergies, where I could not eat acidic foods like Mexican food like salsas and anything with jalapenos in it, even walnuts, eggplant, foods that everyone takes for granted, but it has some sort of acid in it which would burn my tongue. So all my life I had to watch what I was eating because it was just extremely painful for me. So that was a reoccurring food allergy that was not high on my priority list. What eventually started happening with me was dust, mold, mildew was affecting me where I couldn't really breathe. I'd get congested, the back of my throat would itch, my eyes would itch, they'd close up, and by the time I found out about the Laser Allergy Group, I was at a place where I could not tolerate it any longer. I was waking up with my eyes closed and not even sleeping through the night because I was in so much pain through the night. Zyrtec and Claritin and all the over-the-counter reliefs that the doctors were telling me to take were not even touching my symptoms. I was just miserable, and I did not necessarily want to continue taking any drugs. I didn't want to have to get all those shots that you get when you see an allergist, and I knew that was an expensive option. I was at a breaking point. I was in a lot of pain, and I learned about it, and I called that same day. Because halfway through it, ironically, I went out to dinner with Megan, who is the one that I was seeing, and we had Thai food that night, and I accidentally put something very spicy in my mouth and didn't know it at the time, and my mother was with us and my husband, and they jumped across the table to make me stop. And I didn't know what I had done wrong because I didn't taste anything spicy like I normally had, and I wasn't even seeing her really for my food allergies. That was not even on the forefront of my mind, and I didn't taste anything. And so as a challenge, my husband dipped his jasmine rice in this real spicy sauce and gave it to me to challenge me. And there's Megan saying, we're only halfway through, we've really not touched on your food allergies yet, so you might want to be careful. And I took a bite and I did not taste any spice, and the spiciest Thai food out there. And that was just right there, halfway through, I knew something was working. What was really neat was to find out that my main allergy was clay dust. And my mother is a potter, and her pottery studio is in the basement of her home. And whenever I walked into her house, I broke out into I had a very bad allergy reaction. Because she did not know that was my main issue with visiting my mother, was walking into this home where the clay, I guess, the dust had come up through the vents, and I couldn't tolerate it. So I could stay for a very short time in my mother's home. Well, now I can stay there for a long time. I don't have a problem visiting her.
Good.
Which is good.
That always helps.
My mom likes it.
Yeah, absolutely. Help.
100%. I'm eating eggplant, walnuts, spicy foods. I'm not suffering, I'm not putting over-the-counter eye drops in my eyes constantly. I'm not sneezing, itching my eyes. And this is during pollen season. I'm not having any of those symptoms. I'm perfectly fine, 100%. So I would highly recommend it to anyone with a food allergy or a seasonal allergy. Whatever type, I would highly recommend it. You can call me directly if they want.
And you will test.
I am a living testament. It was a miracle.